And we're back with another episode of Michael Reviews Everything. What I just came out of was Primate 2026. Signed up for a mystery movie review. Of course, the film doesn't release until January 9th. As of today, for another couple more minutes, it is January 5th. It's a $5 mystery ticket at my local Cinemark, and I love doing these because I get to see films before they release and give you a review and summary of the film before it's even out. Super cool. Here's the thing. Spoilers ahead. You heard it from me. You heard it first. I'm gonna ruin the movie for you, but here we go. This is Primate, a big picture Paramount Pictures release directed by Johannes Roberts, who also did 47 Meters Down and The Strangers Pray at Night. I have actually not seen either of those films. If you've seen 47 Meters Down or The Strangers Pray at Night, go ahead and comment and let me know what you thought of it, if you think I should see them. I'm not big on horror films, so I probably have not. That's why I haven't seen them. If you've seen those, you already know what you're getting into. Tight spaces, fast pacing, and zero downtime. And that's from what I understand he likes to do. So what kind of movie is this? Well, it's Rabies, which is hydrophobia. It's an animal attack horror movie centered on a chimp named Ben. Now, it's a wild ride, when it comes to animal slasher kind of films. They could be fun or they could suck. We have like Lake Placid. We have these classics, these animal thriller classics like Jaws. It is a little bit different than those. This movie knows exactly what it is and what it isn't, and it doesn't try or pretend to be deep, philosophical, or anything like that. This movie's not about pushing someone to not keep chimps as pets or stop deforestation or any of that. It's a chimp with rabies and it kills a bunch of people. That's the movie. Just sit down, buckle up, shut up, and enjoy your popcorn. This movie is here to scare you. Occasionally make you laugh because their characters are not so smart. They're complete idiots. The characters make you question humanity sometimes. And why is the chimp outsmarting them? But here's the opening and the setup. The opening scene is very, very graphic. It's essentially a piece that you see a little bit later in the film. So it shows you the scene, and then we back up like a day, and then we kind of lead up to that scene. But essentially, a man gets the skin like ripped off of his face right away. So this movie isn't playing nice. It's pretty gross, pretty graphic, and it kind of looked a little cheesy. It looked like rubber being peeled off the guy's head, but hey, that's what it was. So we cut to a girl on vacation in Hawaii. It's a very 90s feeling friend group. That's kind of what it is. It's cheesy, it's carefree, it's a horror movie, dumb in the most classic ways that a horror movie can be dumb. She reunites with her family, including her little sister and their chimp, Ben. All right, Ben. Now, we already see Ben rip the face off of his doctor early in the film. So by this point, you're like, Ben's a bad monkey. He's a bad chimp. I know he's an ape. And we are worried about what Ben is going to do and how he gets rabies, yada yada. But you're seeing him in more of a family friend kind of thing, knowing he's the bad guy, he's the villain of the film. But it's kind of interesting, a little bit of a psychological thing there. So Ben's effects are mostly an obvious person in a suit. That's the movie. You're not going to get just a whole ton of CGI. You're going to get a person in a monkey suit. And the way that they make that work is pretty tough. We don't have a lot of animatronics in the face, and so it kind of looks like a puppet at sometimes, but it's still absolutely scary. Even if it's a chimp puppet killing people, absolutely scary. So sometimes the suit is straight up like Halloween store quality, but somehow, like I said, it works. And how they shot him in the angles makes him feel like he's alive. All right, so things go bad fast. That's what you got to know about this movie. Ben starts acting off. He's drooling. He's growling at water, staring at the pool. I mean, rabies is actually called hydrophobia, like fear of water. So they find a dead animal in his cage. It actually ends up being a mongoose. And mongoose were brought to Hawaiian Islands to get rid of the snakes. And so apparently this mongoose had rabies and bit him in the arm. And here we go. Now we're in full rabies mode. That's all you got to know. Within the first 30 minutes of the movie, we got lots of rabies. All right, the cast is mostly unknown, which actually helps because no one feels safe. I don't know these characters. I don't know these actors. I haven't seen them in a lot of stuff. So the pacing is delightfully fast. And once Ben attacks, the movie doesn't slow down. It's just like attack after attack after attack. And you're kind of annoyed they can't catch a break, but they're idiots. So, and you don't really know them from other movies, so you're not really emotionally attached. So then there's chaos, carnage, and dumb decisions. So Ben attacks the group. He bites the little sister because she just stands there. And basically, Ben, the chimp, traps people by the pool at a cliff's edge. One guy tries, he decides, his name is Nick, he's just going to push Ben off the cliff because that's where it's a beautiful multi-million-dollar home, and then a pool, and then a cliff, and then the ocean, the Pacific Ocean. And Ben actually grabs the guy, throws him off, and then Ben does this chimpanzee laugh. Kind of cheesy, kind of very disturbing. You can see the guy's head hit the rock. It's very, very intense. So here on out, the movie leans into jump scares, lots and lots and lots of suspense, and some accidental dark comedy. I think that's what they were going for, not because it's trying to be funny, but because the characters keep making astonishingly bad choices, like falling over and not just picking up an axe and chopping the chimp's head off, right? So Ben kills people in increasingly brutal ways. He rips the hair and scalp off one of the girls. He rips a jaw off of a boy that shows up at the house. He rips his jaw off of his head, and then he puts it on his face and kind of jokingly talks. A girl is hiding in the wrong car while Ben calmly unlocks it with the correct keys and goes in the trunk and kills her anyways. And then he locks the car after he kills her as he's leaving. It's horrific. And sometimes you just sit there thinking, like, why would you do that as a human trying to get away? But the best part of the movie is the final act. It switches to the dad's silent perspective. So the dad, he's at a book signing, he is deaf. And that is one of the creepiest things ever. It's actually very creative because you are there and everything goes silent because you're just hearing what the dad hears, which is nothing. So you're going into the home and you see the shadow of Ben behind him and he doesn't hear Ben. And that sent chills. Oh, it's like, oh, look on the table. That sent chills up my spine. Absolutely. So that's when he comes home. He's unaware that obviously Ben is attacking, and that's intense, where Ben is attacking his daughter and beating her to death behind him, and he doesn't even know. He just walks upstairs. So this was genuinely effective because it was the intense of being able to see Ben or not, hear Ben or not. It was just really intense. So Ben at one point pretends to be gentle and holds Lucy's hand, and then he just breaks her hand, showing that he's playing games with her. He's toying with her. He has a little voice box thing, and he puts bad Lucy, like a little talking box, and the family finally fights back. All the other friends are dead. Everyone is dead. These two random dudes from the plane are dead. Her best friend's dead. It's her and her sister and her dad. Lucy and her sister and dad. That's it. So Ben gets stabbed. After he gets stabbed, he gets up one last time, and then he falls and is impaled by a chair that's broken by the pool. His blood runs into the pool, making you think, is there a second one? Because the blood has rabies, and it goes into the pool. What if they filter that out? I don't know. Creepy kids music plays. Here's my final thoughts. The movie is nonstop suspense, heavy on gore, light on character development. I don't even remember most of their names. Occasionally funny because the characters are so dumb, and he does some pretty gross things as he somehow... the rabies doesn't turn Ben the chimp into some wild animal raging about. It turns him into like an evil, intelligent version, turns him into a villain, which is totally not what rabies does, but it works for the film. So the chimp effects, a little bit inconsistent, but the close-ups, the drooling, the framing make Ben terrifying. It's a drooling puppet. It's terrifying. It's unrealistic. It's predictable, but it's tense. It's brutal and honestly a wild ride. So walking out of the theater late night in the cold and no one around on a Sunday night, it probably didn't help. I was creeped out. But I don't think I'll ever look at chimps the same again. I don't think I'll ever go to the zoo again. It was intense. So if you get to see Primate, I'm curious what you think. As always, like, subscribe, share, comment, all those things that boost the algorithm and help me make more videos. But I will tell you that this was worth $5. It was definitely worth $5. It's a wild, wild ride by Johannes Roberts. I don't do horror movies. I jumped the strange lady next to me. She wasn't strange. Maybe I was strange. She kept laughing at me because I was like, oh, shit. And I was freaking out at the jump scare while her, 9-year-old child left to me was, chewing food and not caring. So I was freaked out. Don't watch horror films, but it was a mystery. And I didn't leave the theater. I made it through it for you guys. So let me know what you think of Primate when it comes out January 9th, and if everything I said was accurate, and if you disagree in the comments. All right, guys, until next time, this is Michael Reviews Everything. See ya.